can't hear a bunch of. Can you hear like a bunch of white noise coming from me?
No.
Okay, except my fan on. It's like, dude, it's so hot in my room. It's like 90 degrees in here. You put my AC in, but I'm too lazy.
Okay, there's my mic going. There's you guys' mic is a lot louder than mine. Let me turn that down a little bit. All right, one of y'all talk real quick, just to make sure it's set up right.
Hello.
And then let me talk. Okay, I'm still a little soft. Let's go there with that and bring mine up to here. All right. And we got music going. I think.
Yep.
I think music's going. Everything's good. Sweet. Well, welcome guys to Ooze Week. Thanks for coming.
Good to be here.
Hell yeah.
For those of you in the chat that are here, this is well, Anthony, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, I know two of these guys in the chat already. My name is Anthony. I'm also commonly referred to as DM Dungeon Mastery or DM. I run a YouTube channel where I do TTRPG stuff. It's mostly been D&D 5e content, but I'm actually trying to pull a little bit away from D&D 5e, trying to do some Shadow Dark stuff, and hopefully start soon plugging my own game that I'm making called Ravens, so that'll be fun.
It's pretty awesome looking, man. I'm pumped for that.
Thank you.
Eric, you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Eric. I don't have a cool nickname, but we've done a couple live streams. I am fairly new when it comes to GMing, so that's where my point of view comes from.
You've been doing it for like a year. You are a DM now, bro, or more than a year probably.
I have half of Curse of Strahd under my belt, and that's about it, dude.
I've always wanted to run that adventure. I've never been able to yet.
I will.
it's
I'll
fantastic.
never get to, because everyone that I know has either ran it or played in it before.
That's like the quintessential scary
Yeah.
campaign.
Honestly, you can play it multiple times and be fine. Like, as long as you're not like being a little twerp about, knowing stuff beforehand.
That's true.
It's got replayability. It really does.
But we're here to talk about the man of the hour, which is Oozes. And you know what's funny? I'm glad Sock is here, because Sock and Anthony and I were the true inspiration behind Ooze Week itself.
Three amigos, if you will.
Yeah, the three amigos. That's right. But it was when we were talking about, was it our tier list video? Yeah, the tier list video on Sock's channel. We were like talking about how cool oozes are, but they kind of suck because there's no variety and they couldn't be like the star of the show. And I was like, fuck that, we're gonna do this. So I came up with Ooze Week to make it like a star of the show, and I invited a bunch of people. And I don't know if either of you guys have seen it, but also people in chat. On my channel, there's a playlist. I should have fucking linked it in the video. I can still do it, or in this live stream. But there is a playlist of all the participating creators and all the videos that they've made for Ooze Week, and there's like, I think there's like 18 or 19 videos in there. Like this one guy, Shields Rest, he's doing one video a week, or one video a day, and he's doing them in Daggerheart.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Like, it just came out, and he's like, jump on that.
How do you feel about Daggerheart? Like, have you looked at it?
Nothing. The only thing I've seen is that guy's videos.
I think it looks like a really cool system. I like the cards that it has with it. A lot of people are using that as like a thing to shit on it, but to me, I'm like, dude, you don't need the cards, but they're there for when you
references
when you're sitting at the table. But I'm sure they're in the book. Like, everything that the cards say are probably in the book. I don't know. I think it's a cool system. It's kind of similar to mine in a way. Mine's a little bit more simplistic, but it's pretty interesting. It's like a 2d12 system, and and it uses a hope and a fear die. So like you use two different colored d12s, and when you roll them, depending on like if your fear die rolls higher than your hope die, you could like get a success, but like you give the DM like something to use against you later. It's
Sure.
like it's pretty
That's
interesting actually. It's
there-
kind of like the DM gets luck almost.
Oh,
then he could, like,
if the
take
fear
them-
die like accumulate, he gets like a pool.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's
I
kinda
think
cool.
he starts with a pool equal to the number of players, and like let's say you're like, oh, I failed my attack roll. It's like, okay, well I'm gonna spend my fear, and he's gonna shank you in the gut because you missed your great sword
Right,
swing
right.
or something.
That's cool.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I
system.
seen a system, or I think like Matt Colville talked about a system in a video one time. I think it was the 40K system, but it was like the dice are special, like unique to just this system, and it's like you get a success, but right, like
Yeah,
or
it's
like a
kinda like
success
that.
1, success 2.
It's like you got a success with hope with Daggerheart. It's like you got a success with hope, so like you got like a super success, or you got a success with fear. So it's like it's good, but the DM gets something to use against you later. If you fail with fear, I think that's like a critical failure, and something really bad happens.
That's cool. That's cool.
Then you could fail with hope or something too. I think
That's cool. That's cool. I like it. So oozes. How do you guys feel about oozes? What do you think?
Well, how do I feel about the book Oozes or your Oozes?
Just in general, I guess. Both.
Critically underutilized.
I agree.
yeah, they. I really like oozes personally. I just think they're fun monsters because I don't really know of any other games that really have oozes in them other than like fantasy role-playing games. Really, it's just Dungeons and Dragons and games that are derived from Dungeons and Dragons. But with how they're implemented in the base game, they're kind of just like hazards more than creatures, because it's like, well, I guess I'll put a black pudding at the bottom of this pit trap to be that guy.
Exactly. Not really an adversary.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really think, they're unthinking, which kind of makes them scary, because like you'd scream for your life in absolute pain and terror while it's disintegrating you, but it's just unfeeling and uncaring, so it's pretty cool.
It is cool. It is cool. That was a big part of my video, was like, why they're supposed to be scary and they're just not really, you know, like in the book they're just not that scary. They like melt your armor and split in half, and that's it.
Yeah, that's one thing that's scary too. And also they don't have any sort of ranged attacks for the most part, as far as I'm aware. No oozes have any ranged attacks, so what they should have done to compensate for that was make them so incredibly dangerous in melee, like to the point where it's like we need to just actually avoid combat.
Stay away from it, yeah.
Yeah, because like a gelatinous cube at low level is incredibly dangerous, but it only moves at like 15 feet, and it's like super slow. It has no range. It has to touch you pretty much to do anything. And I mean, it does a lot of damage, but you know, all you have to do is spider climb, walk up the wall, and stand on the ceiling and shoot it with a bow.
So actually, this is something that's interesting about my my black pudding that I made. So the black pudding that I made, if you are engulfed in it, so I gave it an engulf attack, like the gelatinous cube. The gelatinous cube, CR2, right, has an engulf attack. Black pudding, CR4, doesn't have one. And the art literally depicts an ogre like drowning in it, and it doesn't do that. So I gave it an engulf attack, but if you are inside of it and you reach 0 hit points, you die. Period. Right? Like, that's fucking yeah. That is how you should. You turn into a pile of bones. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it should be.
At higher levels, you have to kind of get more brutal and devastating with like after effects, because that's kind of what adds the tension to the combat most of the time, because players start becoming Mary Sue's even if they don't want to, because of the power creep that they have.
Yeah,
that's a good point, Jay. I'm just thinking about that now. You said turn people to bones. Would that have any effect on somebody's resurrection spell if they are destroyed in a way that, you know?
True.
not just stabbed,
True.
but truly destroyed.
I think that there is some, like in the spell, depending on what resurrection spell you're using, I think it does like, if you don't have a body, then you can't be resurrected.
Like lower level resurrection magic, like even if you get decapitated, you can't be resurrected because you don't have a head.
Right.
I think technically speaking, if your hit point maximum gets reduced to 0 and like your maximum hit points are 0, I don't think you can resurrect somebody then either, because they just revive and then die immediately because they have a hit point cap of 0. So like if you use a Chasme, the big mosquito demon, it drains your HP max with its attacks. We go to 0. That's why those are pretty scary. It's not like, oh, I'm going to resurrect him. He's going to come back with full health. It's like, no, I'm going to resurrect you. Your max HP is 0, so you wake up dead, pretty much. At least that's how I've always
No, that's
ruled
that
it.
seems right, yeah.
It makes sense to me that way. That's I think like certain monsters are more scary than others depending on like how you role play them. Like I've always wanted to do like a hobgoblin headhunter tribe where it's like they will cut your head off if they drop you, type of thing.
That's exactly, and that's what I wanted to go with for the ooze. That's why I put in that, because the black pudding's like the highest CR of the base 4 oozes, right? And I bumped it from 4 to 5 because I was like, this thing needs to be nasty as fuck, and like I really wanted it to be the scariest ooze. And it's one of those, like, people are afraid of beholders, yeah, because they're strong, but like because they have 2 death rays, right? Basically, you know, and that's what's scary.
It's weird because the disintegration ray is one lower, and I think that one's scarier than the death ray because the disintegration ray literally deletes you.
Yes,
Thanos snaps you out of existence.
Exactly.
It's just funny.
So yeah, I really wanted to make the black pudding be kind of scary. But all right, so now we kind of know how we all kind of feel about oozes. Let me pull up my thing, my little schedule here. All right, so we got what Eric brought, what Anthony brought, and then I have 3 games. They're pretty good games. So what would you guys want? What do you guys want to? You want to kick it off with a game, and we'll get into some more stuff.
I was gonna say you could do like a game, then one of us can do our thing, then you can do another game, then the last person can do their thing, then you can do another game.
Cool. All right, then
Icebreaker.
let's do a game. I'll do my hardest, stupidest game first. And I'm gonna send you guys something. I think it's right here. Unless you're watching the stream, but the stream's gonna be a little delayed, so I'll just send you this for shits and giggles. This one and this one, and then I'll pull it up on my stream. Perfect. So, what you guys are looking at and what I'm about to put on the stream is I found that I found that oozes in D&D all have the same naming convention. It is adjective and then ooze, jelly, whatever, right? Like pudding, noun, right? So what I've done is these are all canon throughout the history of D&D. These are all canon oozes, but I jumbled up the names. The left side is the adjective, the right side is the noun, and you guys have to mix and match to see if we can find which ooze is who.
Okay.
So Eric, are any of them popping out at you?
I'm gonna say ochre jelly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that one's right. That one's already there. I guess I didn't. I didn't do that one up so good. Yes,
Freebie.
that
It's
one
like
is
the
correct.
Free bingo slot.
Yeah, it's your free bingo slot.
Do you want us to just go that one after the other?
Sure. If you see one, I imagine there will be a time where it's hard to tell which one's which.
I do know Slithering Tracker is one.
Okay, Slithering Tracker is one.
I'll try to go for the harder, more obscure ones first instead of the easier ones.
Yeah, slithering tracker is like an invisible ooze that's made by like hags or something to hunt down people.
Yeah, I've never used one before, but I know what they
Really?
are. I know the art is like a head.
Mm.
It's like a little head thing.
I think it's like a ooze revenant. Actually, it's like the tracker is the person that was wronged, and they hunt down whoever betrayed them or whatever.
It's a very, very specific creature. You have to like really plan for something. It'd be weird to just say, "Oh, he's a body laying in the middle of the hallway. Here comes a slithering tracker."
Right. You see any of them, Eric?
I know mustard. I mean, obviously mustard is one of them.
That one, I have no idea what that
mustard,
one is.
Mustard pudding? That sounds disgusting, but...
Mustard pudding is incorrect.
I'll take a gray ooze for 100.
Gray ooze is correct. I should probably just put that to the side, honestly. There's a slime missing.
How about shadow slime?
Shadow slime. I actually have to double check that. That is correct.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Shadow slime. So it is a ooze in the Shadowfell, from the Shadowfell. It's like the dark energies coalesce to make a shadow slime.
Oh, that's cool. I never heard of that one. It's basically...
What's the mustard?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what that one could be.
Mustard slime doesn't... What about mustard jelly?
Let me... Hold on, I gotta check. Okay. Mustard jelly is correct. It is actually a distant cousin. It's a third.
1E thing.
Yeah, third.
That's third.
But it is a distant cousin of the ochre. The ochre jelly. They basically do the same thing. Oops.
It's probably not the mustard, but I swear there was a jelly that the lore was a wizard invented it because someone kept stealing his food, so he made a trap that was this condiment, you know, ochre jelly to basically prank someone.
That sounds like very wizard behavior.
Definitely.
Well, I know green slime is another one.
That is correct. Green slime isn't actually a monster.
It's a hazard.
It is a hazard. That's right. It still does behave. Like, it still has behaviors and is pseudo-sentient.
The only dungeon that I ever have ran that has 2 of those in is Tomb of Horrors.
Tomb of Horrors. I was literally about to say, Eric, you...
The tapestries.
That's exactly right. You
Spoiler alert, sorry. Spoiler.
You faced some of these in the Tomb of Horrors.
The dun is throwing.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Stun either. I don't know that one. Venom. Well, black pudding is another one. That's a pretty
black pudding.
Black pudding is one. Pull up my little Photoshop thing.
I feel like Venom Ooze.
Venom Ooze is correct.
Yeah, that's like gross and nasty.
What is that one from?
I can tell you right now. I should have wrote down details, actually. But I do have them. They are luminous yellow oozes that live in the Underdark. They are offshoots of ochre jellies. They live in water. And they poison it.
Is that a 4E thing?
Third.
Third.
I think they trimmed down a lot of the stuff when they went further through the editions.
Yeah, they definitely cut out a whole bunch of these. Stun. Look at that, dude.
So we have stun and done left.
Stun is done.
So they're either a pudding or a jelly.
I think for stun, that's got to be stun jelly, because that sounds better than stun pudding.
You are correct. So that would be a done pudding and a stun jelly. So I know for the stun jelly, I know that it is a offshoot of the gray ooze. And
Let me take a guess
yes,
on
go
what
ahead.
it does.
Go ahead.
Does it stun you?
It sure
perhaps?
fucking does.
Holy shit.
It has like a paralyzing venom or the acid on it.
That's actually
stuns
kind of
you.
scary.
Yeah.
If it would be scary if it just infinitely stun locked you the whole time.
That's a second edition one. Like that's
that
old
sounds
school.
Very, like it sounds very mean.
And then the done pudding is basically a desert pudding. It's like sand jelly, sand ooze.
A good book for if you want lots of different oozes would be the Kobold Press Tome of Beast books are really cool. They have a lot of different oozes in them, and they're pretty cool. They have some that like look like leaves, like just piles of leaves. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. All right, you guys fucking did it. How do you feel?
Yeah. Professional gamer.
I know that's right. Yeah, the gray ooze, the shadow slime, the slithering tracker, the ochre jelly, the mustard jelly, black pudding, dun pudding, green slime, stun jelly, and a venom ooze. There you go. That was my little game that didn't have a fun name to it. I usually give them fun names. Match the ooze. Ooze match.
Oh. This is a really cool one. The scintillating ooze. If you ever get the book, you'd probably like this one. It's like it's got a bunch of weapons and stuff.
What?
It actually has a legendary action.
What?
Too. It's pretty cool. I actually ran this against my players. This one specifically.
That's cool.
It's a pretty fun one.
That is cool. All right, I will have to check that out. Actually, I think I have like illegally access to that, so I might have to.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm not gonna hear any criticism from me.
Listen, I like pirates. I don't know what to say.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Favorite class is swashbuckler.
I know that's right.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was my little game. Who wants to go next?
I think I was hogging that, so I think Eric, you should go next.
All right, Eric.
I'll take a back seat.
All right, Eric. I would love to see what you have brought to the table.
So what I have brought to the table is two ideas of not only how to incorporate oozes into your campaign, but in fact make them the spotlight of a segment.
Okay.
So to say. So idea one, and these are just kind of spitballing some stuff. The party comes to a remote town and quickly learns that something odd is happening to the townsfolk. Local hunters have noticed the wildlife getting more aggressive, and townspeople are starting to fall sick to an unspecified illness. The local priest has been unable to identify the source of the illness. Bed rest and common home remedies don't seem to help, and more worryingly, he can't seem to cure it reliably with magic. He's dealt with diseases and infections before, but nothing like this. People are exhibiting vomiting, disorientation, confusion, and violent outbursts, with the young and old seemingly most affected. The town vagabond swears he saw his cup of water move on its own, has switched to drinking nothing but alcohol. However, most folks have disregarded him as a drunkard. The party learns of a nearby cavern and connects to an underground stream system. Venturing inside, they find underground streams chock full of ooze like Ghostbusters subway system.
Nice.
They have to track down the alpha ooze that is doing this and defeat it.
So it's an ooze that's like contaminating the water.
Yeah, and what it is like there's like microscopic oozes in the water that are actually fucking with people's like brains and stuff.
It's a cool idea. So the core of it is like a mystery of trying to discover what the problem is, and then you have to Ghostbuster style go into the sewers and find the source, and then like take out the source.
Hell yeah.
That is a very interesting idea.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Especially, it would be kind of fun to know what would happen if you like fell into the Ooze River in the sewer.
That's a cool idea too. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I did have this idea, and it's similar to my body snatcher slime, but I think you could take a page from this too. I think another thing to make this even more interesting is to come up with a way to, like, they have to find the weakness, right? So this ooze, like symbiotes, is like vulnerable to sound, right? Or something, fire, whatever, right? Like something you wouldn't immediately think of. Like you have to freeze it or something. And that's how they have to clear out all the water, right? Because you got to clear the water. I think another idea would be like the boss ooze, the queen ooze, is impossible to fight. So the only way to take it out is to like do some cool big explosion or, you know, something like that, some kind of weakness that it has.
But I also thought too is if you want to like have multiple paths, finding a way to cut off the water supply would also maybe do it. Like trap it down underground and, you know, reroute the water somehow, you know.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah. Like just don't fight it, just leave it, but like contain it.
Yeah.
You could tie that into a big campaign arc by saying like the ooze was placed there by somebody, like doing it to like sabotage like a major city. Maybe it was like I was gonna say too, if you wanted to have some people to like try to stop you from, you know, killing the ooze mother or whatever, the alpha ooze, you could have like some cultists, because it's always like anytime something's like incredibly destructive, some people always end up worshiping it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that's like the classic, just throw a cult in there.
That's actually a really cool idea. So I'm loving this idea. So the cult maybe isn't even responsible. This is like a natural phenomenon. And they have like started, so this might have been going on slowly for a long time.
They're like they're like micro dosing it and like
Yes.
drinking it constantly, and then maybe they have like ooze like mutations or something.
Ooh.
That's cool.
What if there was an underground myconid colony that they were the ones like shepherding oozes for their own, you know, they were farming it like, you know, ants farm fungus.
Sure.
And something happened to the myconids and this thing took them over. Or you know, they're no longer there to control it. So maybe you have to go and like find the myconids and figure out, you know, how did they psionically control this ooze to, you know, not spread everywhere or something.
That's a good idea too, that they psionically control it. That would explain like how they were able to contain it or something.
That's a cool idea. That does make it a bigger story, right? Is now you got to go to the fucking Underdark. Like you got to be at least fifth level for that shit.
Yeah, forces you into the Underdark. That's always a great storyline.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I love the Underdark.
Yeah, that's a sick idea. What would be all right? But what would be like? So for me, from now on, for the rest of any campaign I ever run, I'm always going to start with a bang, right? Like the first session, something crazy is going to happen where it's not going to be like slow burn. So what would be like the catalyst, the bang that sort of starts this whole thing?
That's a good question.
It's got to be either someone in power goes mad or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Day of the Dead. The party is at the tavern and somebody with, you know, fucking cloudy eyes and gray skin just goes fucking crazy. Like, they start attacking people and they have to be the ones that jump in and stop this guy. And, you know, after they kill him, like, his blood is weirdly thick. And they get past, like, you know, this guy was a traitor from this town. Go to this town and, like, you know, figure out what the hell happened.
He's not even from there.
Yeah, he could like come into the tavern and be like, I need a water. And then the tavern keeper's like, well, sir, we actually aren't serving water anymore. There's a problem with the water supply system. And then he like grabs him, pulls him over the counter, and like bunch of shit goes
That
down.
is really cool. And then like the players take the body to the medic, and the medic's like, I don't know, and then that starts to spread too, like zombie apocalypse style, where
Yeah.
you get the blood on you, then you're really fucked.
Yeah, that could spread.
That could
That'd be a good
spread.
thing.
Oh, that's cool as
Then
fuck.
you have a new disease where the players now have to avoid getting the disease.
Yes. This is a great idea. I love this.
It's fun spitballing and ad-libbing off each other for stuff like
It's
this.
cool. It's cool.
It's always fun.
Okay. All right. I like it. You got another one, Eric?
I got one more if you want to do it now.
Yeah.
So, second idea. Kobolds have been spotted skittering around a well-fortified castle. Guards have investigated the area, but have found no signs of drilling or chipping in any of the stonework, only empty jars and containers scattered nearby. It's always just been a handful of kobolds, and they never stay long. For weeks this goes on, slowly castle guards starting to notice bulges in some of the walls and shifting in areas. However, the Baron has waved these concerns away as simply the building's settling. In the squire's quarters, he notices a sort of off muck dripping from in between the bricks, and that burns his fingers as he goes to touch it. However, upon retrieving help, his room is empty. The muck disappeared. The squire himself soon also disappears a few nights later without a trace. One night, the castle is besieged by an army of kobolds. However, they do not directly attack. Instead, they entrench themselves around and seem to wait, quietly observing from a distance, while picking off anyone who tries to leave. Sometime later, without warning, a wall suddenly bursts open, an enormous ooze sloughing out and destroying a large portions of the wall from the inside out. Turns out the kobolds have been taking little bits of ooze and filling the walls with them, slowly building one up into a mega ooze to help pillage the castle. As the ooze attacks, they run in, grabbing whatever they can and making off while the guards are distracted.
Very
So this is more like
Very good
Encounter.
idea.
using oozes in world for their own nefarious things.
That's very good story building, and also taking a creature, like you're taking two different creatures and you're combining like how the kobolds would use the ooze like in an effective manner. That's like a very like professional way to write a quest line. Did you write that whole thing yourself?
Yeah, this is.
That's
I
very-
can't guarantee it's completely unique, but this was something I
No,
made
that
up.
was,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That's like the way that you structured that. It seems very like it's like very professionally done.
Listen,
It's really cool.
when I met Eric, he had never played a single fucking thing at D&D. He didn't even know what the rules were. And I was like, all right, well, let's build a character together, because he was gonna like be in my group. And he started throwing ideas at me that was like the most brilliant shit I've ever fucking heard. And he still comes out of the gate swinging, bro. This guy is the man. I don't know why he downplays himself. This dude comes up with some fucking ideas, bro.
Yeah, that's you should just start like making adventure, like just little. You could make little adventure modules that people can plop into their games. And people would probably pay you for them.
Yeah, this is a
It's very
great
well
idea.
done.
I really like it. I agree that it feels classic, right? Like the way that the kobolds sort of interact with the ooze and they start filling the walls with it. All right, so we got a big picture, right? So how do we sort of structure it into an adventure, right? Like this is what the idea is. How do we sort of break it down?
What did the kobolds want in the castle? That would be like the big. That's like the 5-head brain. Oh, I had this planned all along. There was this artifact MacGuffin in the castle that the kobolds wanted. It was like a dragon egg or a dragon embryo that the king was keeping, or something.
That's a good idea. Oh,
My question would be,
Go ahead.
so good.
no.
Who's teaching the kobolds to use oozes?
That too, because they're not very smart. So maybe there's like a
This-
dragon
a-
wormling or something.
That's
and, like,
exactly what I was thinking.
if it's a castle, there's a government behind that, so they're usually, smart and trying to prevent catastrophic events from happening. So perhaps this castle is like a fort being used as like a vault that's containing something that the kobolds want. Maybe it's like a thing that unleashed Tiamat or something. Like that's how you could go real big.
Yes.
Or if you want to go slightly smaller, it could be maybe it's like a tuning fork that can open up a portal to let out a giant dragon that the
Sure.
the kobolds want
That's
to bring
cool
in
too.
or
That's
something.
cool too. I was thinking a young dragon who's just getting his bearings, right? And he lives in the mountain nearby.
Yeah.
And he has taken upon it to get all these kobolds and plotted this whole thing, right? And the dragon wants, like you were saying, something, of substance. I think, yeah, like you were saying, if you make it bigger, like if you wanted to go Tiamat, right, you could go even that bigger, or that dragon wants something for a bigger dragon, you know what I mean? And you can always just scale it up. That's right. There's always somebody in charge.
Yeah. I also like how the way you did it with the oozes, that's like the telltale sign that somebody reads the lore on the stat blocks, which I appreciate that because I do the same thing. That's how I get ideas for stuff. I'll read like the lore for like an Oni, and I'm like, oh, they eat babies. Yes, that's my next question.
Right? Yeah. For real.
It's like cool. I like to do stuff like that.
All right. So what is the catalyst then? So the ooze bursting through the first time, and then in retrospect, you learn about the kobolds building it.
I guess it depends where you would enter this from.
Right.
Like, it could be where, they may hear an offhand comment from a guard, like, the kobolds are back. Oh, kobolds, they go and they see, oh, there's only jars. There's no digging tools. That's weird.
Oh, they leave behind the jars. Yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, they're littering over the property. The Baron is quite displeased. There you go. Oh, dear guard, whatever could you be talking about?
Maybe why the Baron doesn't comment on it is maybe the castle is new and was built over something. So it's still new. It's it settles. That's normal behavior. So it doesn't raise any red flags.
Built over something is the best idea so far. That is a way good idea.
That could be why they're trying to break in.
Break in. That's exactly why. That's a good fucking idea.
Then you have maybe there's a mega dungeon
underneath. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good adventure right there. That's class. That Gary Gygax wrote this shit, bro. That's classic shit. Oh, that's cool as fuck.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So then it's like a dragon burial ground. Okay, now we got it, right? Because somebody's building a Dracolich.
Yes, that'd be cool.
Right, so they're above a burial ground and they don't know it. They're humans and stupid.
Instead of a younger dragon, you could say it's like a very old dragon or something. Maybe it's like a sick dragon that can't really move or something, and it sends the kobolds in to gather the resources. Like maybe the castle has like some very powerful magic stuff that it needs, so that it can do the process of turning into a dragon.
Oh, that's even better
for the ritual.
Yes,
or something.
That's good too.
It's like the Aegis Mage Guild or whatever, like the Aegis, like the government's mages, is like keeping something in the castle. So the old dragon who can barely lift his head off the ground, that the kobolds obviously worship as a god, tells the kobolds, find a way to break through the walls, get me these things, and we're going to do this ritual, and I'm going to turn into the Dracolich and be the BBEG.
That is killer. Yeah.
And that works really well. Not to toot my own horn. That works really well because I'm just thinking, if there's a dragon involved, well, why doesn't the dragon do it? If the dragon can't, they got to find a way to break this castle down, and they're little tiny kobolds. They got to get creative.
Right.
So cool.
Yeah, that's what makes kobolds so funny too. It's like they're individually incredibly weak, but like they just make these devious traps using all these things that make them annoying and dangerous.
Yeah, and that's all thanks to the Tucker's kobolds. Like I really don't think kobolds were utilized to their fullest potential until Tucker's kobolds, where they had murder holes and hot lava oil, and they were level 15 characters, and there was 10 kobolds in a dream, and they got the floor wiped with them. Cool. Very cool. That's what you brought, Eric?
Yep.
That was awesome.
This is the type of content that I love, by the way. I like theory crafting quest ideas, because as a DM, you get so burnt out after trying to come up with stuff on your own, but all it takes is one person's little spark of an idea, and then you go, oh, I know the perfect thing that goes along with this.
Yeah, that's great.
It's always fun to spitball, folks.
Yeah, it's one of the most fun things about being a DM with other DMs, because you never get to talk to other DMs, especially in a session, because it's just one of you. versus your 5 problematic players.
Boy, are they a problem. Okay, very cool, Eric. Those were really awesome. I want to use your ideas.
Thank you kindly.
I need to write a one-shot or something with this idea, because this is cool as fuck. I really like it.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
The first one is one-shot worthy. Like I can kind of condense everything into a series of events. That would be cool. That's a little offshoot. I'll run that. Or you can run it, Eric. I'll play it.
Opening plot.
I need
to
to make some
next campaign.
I know that's right. All right, cool. Do you guys want to play a game? Yeah. All right, let me see which one I got. I think I'm gonna save the best for last. So, I was listening. I was listening to one of the podcasts that I listen to on Spotify, unrelated to D&D. And when you end listening to something on Spotify, it will immediately play something that you kind of like next, podcast-wise. And it always tries to get me to play or to listen to Worlds Beyond Number, which is like Brennan Lee Mulligan has a podcast with a couple of the other people that are regularly in Dimension 20, but it's unrelated to Dimension 20, and it's very theatrical. Lou Wilson is in it. Are you guys familiar with Lou Wilson?
Yes, the name sounds so familiar.
He's the black guy in.
I think I do know.
Okay, he's cool. I fucking love him.
I wanted
He's
to say
hilarious.
that, but I didn't want to say
no,
it.
No, it's okay. He's cool as hell.
Guy.
But he did this segment where it was a separate offshoot of their regular campaign, where it was a little thing that he called Class Action. Okay, it's like a game that they played. It was a separate episode. It was like a break, and it was called Class Action. I don't like the name, so I renamed it to Draft Party. But how it works is I will present an encounter, and he didn't participate, but I'm going to participate because it makes it more interesting with 3 people. I'm going to present an encounter, like read a description, and our job will be to create a 3-character D&D party that's going to face this encounter. We'll each take turns drafting classes for a potential 5th level character party. The thing is, once a character is drafted, or once a class is drafted, nobody else can use it. So we're gonna like try to draft a party to face this encounter, and yeah, there can't be any repeats. So once a class is off the board, it can't be chosen again. And then we're just gonna quickly like discuss our tactics on how we would go about fighting this, and then that's as far as we can go, right? Without playing it out.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So I think I want to do a snake draft, which is 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, right? Like snakes. So 1 and 3 get to choose twice in a row. I feel like 2 is the most neutral out of them. Like the second position doesn't get to go twice in a row, so I will take that position since I know the encounter. Does that sound fair to you guys? Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So between the 2 of you, I would like both of you to just find a d20 to roll, either online or whatever, and whoever gets the highest gets first. And once we determine the order, I'll read the encounter and give everybody some time to look into it.
Score.
Is it loser goes first?
No, the loser would. You can choose between each other.
I'll just roll a physical die.
Sure. Gives me time to pull up the character sheets.
Nope. See if he gets better than that.
Eric got a 19.
I got an 18.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay, so you get to
close.
choose whether you want to go first or third. Third, so it goes 1, 2, 3. 3 goes again. 2, 1. 1 goes again. 2, 3.
I'll go third.
Okay, third. So Anthony gets to pick first. I'm going to send you guys some stat blocks. So to make this fun, we're going to use my new ooze stat blocks.
Oh, he's shamelessly plugging.
Yeah, it's my channel.
I'm just joking.
Let me find them though.
You have a list of the classes too.
You can pull one. It would be the core classes, not artificer is not, or blood hunter is not allowed.
Okay. Just go. So no artificer, no blood hunter.
Yeah, I think those are the only classes that aren't.
Just make a list here.
There's Eric's. And then there is Anthony's plus the live stream draft party. Okay. Yeah, he called it class action, but I think draft party is such a better name. I don't know why he didn't pick that one.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to read you. I sent you guys the stat blocks. I'm also going to pull them up on the stream here momentarily, but I'm going to read the encounter.
Sorcerer Warlock.
For days, you've carved your way through the Underdark. Winding tunnels, collapsed passages, and black silence. You were told that this route would be the fastest path to the surface, or at least to safety. You reach a cavern lit with twitching bioluminescent mushrooms. Pools of filth bubble along the floor. In the center stand two myconoids, their forms bloated and warped, corrupted with demonic rot. One raises its arms, not in peace, but in devotion, and a wet voice presses into your minds. All hail Jubilex, the patron of pestilence, the father of slime. The faithless lord accepts you as offering. Prepare to join the greater whole. A wet slap behind you. You turn to see a gray ooze sliding down the tunnel wall, blocking the exit. Ahead, two ochre jellies rise from the pools and move towards you. This is a shrine. The worshippers are waiting, and they've already decided what you're here for. So this would be two myconoids, a gray ooze, and two ochre jellies for a 5th level party.
Okay.
And they're 3 characters. I balanced it. It should be, like, there are 3 5th level characters can take this fight on.
Now you have a Deadliest Warrior, like, software that's going to calculate like, who's going to win.
So
you made it entirely just for this one section on your screen.
Yes, I did.
And you'll never use it again.
I did. So let me pull up these stat blocks.
Pop and slime.
Put them on the.
That's
John.
What up, slime?
That's John. He's the producer of Quest and Nerdfest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right, I'm pulling up the stat blocks so I can kind of get them on the screen so people can kind of check them out while we. But y'all go ahead and like start thinking about it and take a look at the stat blocks because it's gonna take some a little bit of planning to figure out what you want to do. While I get this kind of set up, there we go. This would be my ochre jelly. Fit them all on the screen. Okay, that's just gonna have to be what it is. There you go. All right. So, have you guys thought about it? I haven't thought about it. Hold on. What am I fighting? 2 myconoids, a gray ooze, and an ochre jelly. So basically the myconoid's biggest deal is its pacifying spores. And the gray ooze's biggest deal is I kept its corrosive form. But it has a constrict attack, so it can hold on to you and melt your shit off. And the ochre jelly has a sloth spawn, which is essentially the split ability, and a smother. So you take damage if it's smothering you, and you try to hit the thing, You take damage from it. It's like the rug of smothering. Okay, who's going first? Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
So for my first pick, I would like to take the druid.
Druid. Okay.
Do you want me to explain or explain
Yes,
after?
give me your reasoning behind it, and you also have to like make it into a brief character as well. Like you have to come up with a name and like what they.
Okay. All right. So for my druid, I would like to take the druid because against anything that can dissolve equipment, classes that don't have to use weapons are very good. So I would say the druid, who will be we'll say a human druid named Endrick. He specializes in transforming into like bears and eagles.
Okay.
He can fly if he needs to, which
Sure.
none of the creatures have ranged attacks. So.
That's true. Oh yeah, none of them have range attacks.
But we are in a cavern, so I'm assuming the ceiling's not very high.
Mm-mm.
So I'll take that into account.
Okay.
But so I'm gonna pick druid.
Druid, and what was their name?
Endrick.
Endrick the Druid. Okay.
Endrick the druid.
All right.
Definitely not cheating. With the book, with the name.
hey, your DM. Use the resources you got, brother.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I will go next, and I think I'm gonna take Barbarian. Basically for the same reasons that Anthony chose the druid, sort of. They're gonna have to have like a metal weapon, but they don't wear armor. So that's not gonna affect their armor class if they start getting hit. And the other thing is, the smother, he can't. So for the ochre jelly smother, it's a strength saving throw. So I want something that is good at those. And if I start taking damage from it, I can't do anything. But I can have damage that is given to me again. You know, like if my party starts beating on it, I won't take as much damage.
Yeah.
So I think that that's my thing. But this, it's probably going to get fucked by this. Oh, no, it's a con save for the pacifying spores. Yeah, so Barbarians. Good call. Okay,
What's
so
his name?
Big Boy.
Big boy.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
his name. Yeah,
What's his race?
What's his race? He's a, I'm imagining like a Goliath, actually.
Goliath. That's
Mhm.
a classic barbarian.
Mhm.
Goliath barbarian.
Um,
Kratos, God of War style.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Eric, what's your first pick?
I'm gonna try, even though I've never done it. Let's try cleric.
Cleric. Okay,
Every party needs a healer.
that's true.
Being able to stay away from them while doing buffs, being able to cast sunlight, being able to cast healing, sacred flame. You know, things that, you know, I'm assuming these things, radiant is still probably going to beat them up pretty well.
Yeah.
Her name is going to be Sister Ilaria.
Sister Ilaria.
Ilaria.
Okay.
High elf.
Laughing at the chat.
Very-
Not a Eric's name. Arctis said you could call your barbarian Big Chungus.
Yeah, I was close. I was close. Big Boy was the first thing that came.
Big Chungus.
So what? Just for the healing capabilities, Eric?
So, I mean, healing, being able to buff people against saves, you know, with bless, that kind of stuff. Sunlight for the Myconids really, really hurt them because I think
That's a good
daylight.
point, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have daylight. So,
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
Sun sickness. I didn't even read that. I just glanced over it.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. Okay. All right. Cool. It's your turn again, Eric. What would you like to pick?
you know. I'm sorry if I misread the rules. Am I doing a new character or am I doing like action?
New character.
No, new character. Fuck. Okay. So we have a cleric doing healing. We have a barbarian. We have a druid.
Yeah. And this is your party, right? So you are building a
Yes.
3-character party for you, competing against our 3 parties, or our other 2 parties.
Let's do a Let's do an assassin rogue.
A rogue. Okay.
That might not be good because no. Wait. Well,
Uh,
it should actually, with being able to launch arrows at it from afar, it should still be able to do pretty well damage.
yeah, because almost like he was saying, almost everything is melee, so they're all
Yeah.
going to be within 5 feet. So if you have a ranged rogue, it would be pretty good.
Yeah. A ranged rogue, someone who can stay plenty far away, plenty sneaky, being able to get off sneak attacks, assuming it can. I think that would be a big game changer.
Definitely.
Just staying away from these fucking
Staying
things.
away from them, exactly, and getting that sneak attack every round because somebody's got to be within 5 feet. Okay, cool, very cool. I will say, Archivist just said the wizard, but I'm looking at my vulnerabilities and immunities, right, and all of them are immune to fire. Like, both of my oozes are immune to fire. So Fireball ain't doing nothing. I mean, it'll take out the mic and it's pretty quick. They have 16 hit points, so Fireball's definitely going to take care of them. But my oozes aren't going to be really bothered by that too much. Because I was thinking Wizard. I think Wizard would be a smart move. But
Can you get fly at 5th level?
yeah, it's third level.
Ooh, do they?
Yeah, it's a 3rd level spell.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking caster. So I might go Storm Sorcerer. Storm Sorcerer, because they can get their little, when they cast a lightning spell, they get, or lightning or thunder or whatever, they get fly for a whatever amount of time. And one of these things is vulnerable to lightning. None of them are immune to it. And I'll just take some kind of spells that does thunder damage, or like Thunder Wave or something would fuck these guys up real good. A fucking Shatter would do really well. And I can careful spell it so it doesn't hit my friends. So I think I'm going Sorcerer. Fuck, did I come up with the character though? Name though. Sorcerer, and I think I'm gonna go. Oh, and he's a human. And I think he's gonna be. Man, this is hard. Zeus. Zeus, the human sorcerer, storm sorcerer. All right, that was my pick.
All right, so back to me. Take off those 2 things I just chose. So no rogue, no sorcerer. So what I'm gonna go with next is I'm going to take monk.
That was my next pick.
It's another class that doesn't have to use weapons or armor. It's gonna be a hobgoblin monk named Zoral.
Zoral.
He's got. You know what? I don't know if the oozes are immune to stun. I'm assuming they are.
No, I don't think they are.
Oh well, monks have stunning strike, which is one of the most OP things in the game. So
yeah, they're low level, so I try to keep them.
He's got stunning strike. The druid can cast healing spells if he needs to. The monk can stun stuff if he needs to. Super high damage output. The druid essentially has 2 entire health pools, depending on how many wild shapes he has. Sometimes 3 entire health pools that can instantly heal like 30-40 hit points.
True.
On the amount of hit
And a
points.
bear has a really good con too, against the
Yeah.
con saves of the pacifying spores.
So the druid, the monk should be putting in some work. So Zoral, the monk. I don't even need to pick a subclass.
Okay.
That's for me, I think.
All right. It's you again. Wait, Eric, what was your
Third.
Yeah, but
So
what was
me?
No, what was your character's
Oh.
name? The second character's name?
Oh, I didn't give you one, did I?
Oh, so I didn't get a name.
Rogue. Bloodfang. Just make him
Bloodfang.
super fucking edgy.
Cool. What is he, a
Hey, I
tiefling?
love
Tabaxi.
Oh, Tabaxi. Oh, Tabaxi. That makes sense for the name.
Tabaxi Rogue, the dreaded Tabaxi.
I know, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Super
All
edgy.
right, so now it's me
13-year-old.
again.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
you
pick my
again.
last class.
Your
here.
last class.
I'm gonna pick. Oh, I really want to say one or the other. Which one? All right, I'm gonna roll a d6. I'll let the d6 decide. Paladin.
Paladin. That's an interesting
Half-orc
choice.
Paladin. Smite damage, incredibly high smite damage. Paladin can also heal, so I have 2 healers or damage dealers. Druid's a tank. Paladin can just smite shit. He doesn't really have to think tactically. He does use all metal weapons,
Everything and armor.
So that will suck, but I'm confident that his smite will
carry him through.
Yeah, he could probably explode the gray ooze before it can really.
Yeah.
Too much stuff to
probably.
Yeah, smite damage is pretty insane. So
they usually have good con
if
too.
it wasn't that, it was going to be Ranger. So we'll do half orc named Skalga.
Skalga. Boy, if these ain't some Forgotten Realms ass names. All right, so you have a druid, a monk, and a paladin.
Yes.
Okay.
Monk and druid are both human.
Okay. All right. And then this is my last pick. Oh, boy. What do I have so far? A barbarian and a storm sorcerer. I think I'm gonna go bard. Because you guys took the good support, so I think I'm gonna go bard for support.
That's like the support class.
Yeah. Well, I think cleric does really good support. You bard have like
more jack of all trades.
You're right. So yeah, I think I'm going bard just because he's got like maybe a dispel magic or something to sort of help out, and he can heal. I don't have a healer right now, so he can heal. So my bard's name. Ace. And it's a girl named Ace. She's half elf. Okay. All right, Eric. What do you got?
For my last one, it's a bit tricky. I think I'm going to do a Pact of the Blade Warlock.
Okay. Well, at least we know his weapon is not going to be hurt.
Let's say I was like, can they get their weapons?
It's magic.
So he's going to have his weapon. It's going to be a Furbolg, Palin Fogdreamer, who has a patron that is something appropriately fey, or something naturey.
Cool.
So he's going to be the one that's up close. He's going to be able to cast Armor of Agathis. He's got force spells. He's got ways of getting in and out and around those things.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Actually, my monk was not human. I remember. I think I said hobgoblin.
You did say hobgoblin, yeah.
Yeah, hobgoblin. Just remembered that for a second.
Okay, so our parties right now are for Anthony, Endrick the Druid. It was a human, right?
Human. Yep.
The human druid. Zoral the hobgoblin monk. And Skalga what was their race again?
Half-orc paladin.
Half-orc paladin, classic. Half-orcs and dragonborns are the paladin. And then for Eric, we have Sister Alaria, which is I don't remember if we said her race. Was she a human or a half-elf?
High elf.
High elf. Oh, a high elf.
Yeah, high elf.
wonder if that... No, it's a stun condition. But yeah, so a high elf cleric. And then we have Bloodfang the Tabaxi rogue. And Palin Dreamer the...
Pact of the Blade.
Pact of the Blade warlock. I was trying to remember the other word. Furbolg.
Furbolg, yes.
Yeah, and then I have the barbarian. What did I say he was? Goliath, named Big Boy, and Zeus the sorcerer, and Ace the half elf bard. Okay, so looking at our parties here, who do you think has the best party? I think
we're all going to be biased.
The barbarian is a big, strong one.
I think that
is a strong contender.
I definitely think that Anthony has a strong damage output, right? Like, you're really dishing it out. I think a druid was probably the best pull, to be honest. Because I was thinking like a barbarian would be the best pull, but I think druid is the most versatile in this encounter.
Just the fact that their damage won't be reduced in any sort of way, and he can just stay in melee. He doesn't have to worry about getting he can get bursted down, but then he can just instantly regain 60.
But he doesn't even have to be in melee if he doesn't want to, right? Like in this specific encounter, he can literally play all of the roles.
Yeah.
So I go ahead.
Being able to cast druid spells, whatever they're called. Like Wall of Thorns, the ones where they
Moonbeam
cast
is a good
Moonbeam.
That's a good one. That's like one
trap
of
them
them
down somewhere in Moonbeam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monk stuns them. The druid moonbeams on top of the stunned creature. Just melts it. The DM goes.
Oh, stunned in the moonbeam is nasty as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
you lunge across the table and choke your players.
I do think if the creatures getting up close to Eric's characters, they're in some danger, right? Because you know who goes down most in our party, Eric? Is our fucking Pact of the Blade warlock, right? Or our melee warlock, anyways. But that Tabaxi, if they can dish it out, boy, that's pretty good.
And all of them I think, are fairly mobile. Like, they got ways of getting around.
That's true.
Want to.
The Tabaxi is like a racial that lets them
run
faster,
like forever.
right?
Yeah.
And they have climbing, don't they?
Yeah, they do as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have like they can dash as a bonus action type shit, or like double their movement as a bonus action.
Something with doubling their movement. I know they can do like 120 feet in a turn or something. There's some broken thing they can do.
Yeah.
I just remember somebody doing that before.
Yeah, and climbing is pretty incredible too. Now that I think about it, that's actually a really good point. And then so that's his strong suit, definitely. And you can lock him down with that sunlight. Like a cleric can bring the boom, dude. Like, people are like, oh, clerics
at least keep somebody
clerics
alive.
are healers, and it's like, not always. Fucking clerics are beastie boys. They're like one of the most versatile classes.
You can make a full team of clerics and call it the A-Man if you really want to.
Oh god, the Amen. Oh, we gotta name our teams, bro.
That would be really cool to see it, like run a campaign where everybody's playing the same class, but like you can't all pick the same subclass. Like every subclass is different.
I've done one shots like that.
How different everybody's character is.
Yeah.
Oops all bards.
Oh, I've done that. We did Tomb of Horrors. Oops all bards.
That's fun.
Yeah. And we played.
I actually did an all orc barbarian thing before into one shot.
That's cool. They're like the same
They fought
tribe.
like a CR30 monster and they killed it.
That's awesome.
They almost died, but they didn't die. But none of them died. I was like, okay, yeah, barbarian moment. Can't kill anybody. They just take no damage.
Yeah, none. That's pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so speaking of barbarian, I think my party. I think my party has the damage. Like, I think my party has the damage, but if my barbarian gets locked down, like, I'm pretty fucked. Like, I have a sorcerer and a bard. They're not. I mean, the sorcerer can do some AOE's and stuff, Shatter.
She can fly too.
She can fly. She can fly.
That's always like the number one. Just float up to the ceiling like a helium balloon. Barbarian screaming, calling her a coward, hard by the ooze.
Yeah, I think that the Bard is a good for versatility. But yeah, I don't think my party's gonna do. I mean, obviously this is like a hard encounter for.
Yeah, I think the Bard,
5e.
he give the Barbarian Bardic Inspiration, making his strength checks even stronger, or his con checks even stronger. He's gonna dish out damage like really fast too to this Barbarian, so all it takes is for him to just, as soon as you start cutting down the action economy on the enemy side,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
gonna
all
fall
three
apart.
parties could pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
beat this pretty. They can get different tactics for each.
Yeah. All right, cool. That was cool. That was it. We did it.
What I was gonna say, if I didn't pick Paladin, I was gonna pick Ranger.
Ranger.
And I was gonna say the Druid turns into an eagle, picks the Ranger up. I don't think he'd turn to a giant eagle at 5th level.
No.
Though. So he'd probably
Swimming
do.
only.
You have like spells as a Ranger and ranged damage, or melee, because Rangers are also surprisingly versatile. 5e too. So.
The Ranger in our party surprisingly does the most damage, and we have like a Paladin, and our Ranger consistently does like 30 damage in a hit.
Oh wow! Is it a Gloomstalker?
No, he's a dragon one. What are they called? Drake Warden.
Yep.
Yeah, but he took Sharpshooter at level 1, and he's like...
You're being very
Sharpshooters.
generous when you say 30 damage per turn. It's either 30 or 0.
0. That's true. Yeah, that's true. He does like put us all on the line. We're like, guys, it's really tight right now. Okay, we need to kill this guy right now. And he's like, oh, you need to kill it? You need to kill it? And then just miss 2 times in a row. But when you're right. They're like, please stop sharpshootering, and he's like, I can't, I really can't.
Listen, if you don't gamble, you can't win.
That's right.
Right.
That's right, because he does do a lot.
Gambler stops right before they're about to win big.
Yeah, the Minecraft meme, the guy digging in the tunnel.
Diamonds are right there.
All right, that was Draft Party. Which he called it Class Action. I don't know why. It should have been called Draft
It's like
Party.
Mario Party, but for D&D.
Exactly. All right. Well, that was Draft Party. Was it fun? You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Tell me you had fun. Tell me you had fun.
It's a good mental exercise.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I picture like DMs in a dojo. How do I kill my players with this party call?
yeah, exactly.
They try so hard, man.
All right. Well, Anthony, what have you brought for us?
I am actually very excited to talk about this. It's very similar to Eric's campaign idea, but mine's a bit more in depth, and it's only one campaign.
Okay.
That's my dog is whining, of course. So let me pull this up here. Sorry if you hear my dog whining in the background.
It's okay. I didn't know it, but that was happening to me yesterday as well. During my session.
He only has to go pee when I'm on a stream. I'll try to take him out before it. He won't go outside.
Well, do you need to go? We can spitball for a little bit.
It'll only be like 5 minutes. We don't care.
No, that's fine. Whatever. Go.
I'll be like right back.
Yeah, no sweat.
I'll yell at him.
Okay.
I'll crack the whip on him.
All right, cool. All right. Well.
Be right back.
Yeah, no problem. We'll see you in a minute. So, Eric, oozes. How do you feel? Have you ever used an ooze before?
There was one in Curse of Strahd. There was a black pudding, I think it was. There was, it was in the Wizards fucked up mansion thing.
Did we find it?
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you kicked its ass.
Yeah, I don't think it got a chance. So I don't remember.
Yeah. It was a lot of lead up and a lot of payoff.
Yeah, I know. That is literally why I redid the oozes, because I was like, these things are not as badass as they should be. My black pudding is one of my favorite monsters I've ever made. It is so just disgusting and scary, and like how an ooze should be, you know.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are plasmoids on the same level of oozes?
So, from what I understand of plasmoids, right, is first of all, they're not core D&D, they're Spelljammer.
Yeah.
right? And the other thing is, as far as a monster is concerned, there's 2 stat blocks for them, and they're just like bandit stat blocks, right? Like they're like the ooze captain of a ship and the ooze pirate of a ship, and that's the only thing that the stat blocks are. Generally, they are just a creature type, like a player character type, or like an NPC. They're not really like an ooze. That's why I didn't include them in anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I find those to be very like almost like a comical race too. They're a little too. I can't take them seriously.
Right.
A lot of the add-on ones are kind of some of them are like clearly funny.
I think like what's the rabbit right? Herringons. Like, dude, I don't want to play Roger Rabbit. Okay.
Just, I agree.
Oh, there's another one. I mean, there's tons of them.
I guess he didn't need to go outside. He was whining, and then he just went out and laid on the carpet and didn't get up. So,
all right.
And then he ran back in my room, and I was like, "Come on, let's go." He got up and went back in. He's under my bed now. So,
well, give us what do you got? What have you brought? The anticipation is killing me.
So, I would love to hear your guys' opinion on this. So, this is my first attempt at making a campaign following the 4 tiers of play. So, I split this campaign up into 4 acts. And each act spans the 4 tiers of play. So Act 1 is levels 1 through 4 for the party. So by the time you reach the end of Act 1, they should be level 4 going on level 5. The campaign premise is called the Godlight. That is what the campaign is called. This is where I would ask you to put that stat block for the 5e ooze that I've made up on screen.
The energy orb. Got you.
Yes, the energy orb. Let's see what you guys think about this. It's pretty wild out there campaign, but
let's see if I can't like full screen this. How do you full screen on a browser?
I think if you drag the file into your web browser, it'll open the file up on its own page. I have it
open, but I just didn't. I wanted it to be like full screen. That's all right. That's fine. That's fine. I got it up. Let me put it up on the stream.
Okay. So this entire campaign premise revolves around that stat block. That stat block is the MacGuffin of the entire campaign.
Here we go. I got you.
Okay, so the first act of the campaign, I guess we'll go like act by act, and then I can like ask you guys what you think or what you would like to add or something. If you, we'll drag it out a little bit, pad the time. Okay, so in Act 1, the start of the campaign, the whole thing to kick the campaign off there's rumors that are spreading of a dying leper king that is obsessed with a cure. He is deploying agents across the realm in search of something known only in whispers as the Godlight. So that's like the
hook.
Igniting hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't have like an igniting scene, so maybe you guys could come up with something.
Okay, yeah.
But after that, we will have the party go out on a quest, and it'll be completely unrelated to the main plot line. But when they return, they find the village that sent them out on the quest is completely ransacked by the king's men. They're searching for a missing retired wizard that they believe who knows where this cure is for his leprosy or whatever disease he has that's like killing him. The party will then be hired by somebody, an NPC or what have you, to locate the wizard first, as the Leper King's agents are interrogating and killing multiple villagers trying to find this wizard. So maybe the village hires them and says, "Oh, please go find the wizard. He's the only one that would know what to do." Or it could be another party, like somebody who's not even under the king's banner. It could just be like a greedy merchant who's like, "I want whatever the king wants because this sounds like a powerful artifact." So the villagers tell the party that the king's men are claiming that that wizard is hiding a weapon or an artifact that could heal the world. so all these powerful forces want their hands on this object, and they're willing to hire people for good or evil reasons to obtain this item. It's almost like as if there was like a wish or something. Kind of think of it like that. It's like a ring of wishes.
Right.
A lot of people would want that.
Yeah.
So as word spreads, other nations and warlords and cults begin seeking this godlight to harness it or destroy it, harness its power, abuse it, whatever. Then we would move somewhere down the line where the Leper King's agents would be growing increasingly brutal, torching entire villages, executing suspected people that have even just known this wizard character. Even if they just knew him in passing, and they're killing people just because they won't reveal his location, even if they don't know where he's at. And then finally, eventually, in one of the smoldering villages raised by the Leper King's men, they will find an NPC, probably an innkeeper or somebody that maybe knew the wizard during his glory days, because I picture him as like a retired adventurer. So with this NPC, the wizard left an object that allows you to contact him in a time of need. The innkeeper or the NPC should probably be stupid and not understand how to use it, so it's not like well, why didn't he just contact him? So the party gets a hold of this object. They finally contact the wizard and find out where he's at. He summons them to this place, this observatory somewhere out in the mountains, maybe. And by the time they get there, this would be like the act finale. They reach the mountain observatory. They find it breached. The Leper King's men lie dead all over. Their armor's melted and scorched by spells. And then they get inside the observatory. They find the wizard, who lies slumped against a broken scrying focus, dying from some sort of venom that he was struck with. And like with his final breaths, or if the party can somehow manage to heal him, because 5e, it's incredibly easy to heal people.
Right.
He reveals that the godlight is sealed in a vault deep in the Underdark, and he gives them a one-way teleportation bead and tells them to only use it once they've secured the adamantine cask that this thing is sealed in. And then that will be the end of Act 1, and that leads us into Act 2. So I don't know.
All right, let's pause. We can
break it down.
Yeah, let's break it down. Okay, so I
know I've rambled a bit.
No. It's good. It's good. I should have been taking notes the whole time, but I started taking notes halfway through. So I did have some ideas or like some things to sort of make it into an adventure, right? Because this is like a core sort of like a story structure,
a layout,
right? A layout, right? And we're gonna try to fill it with adventure, right? So I think I'm not sure about how to sort of kick this off involving the party. But one of the ideas that I had that you were like, you said, I can't remember what you said about, like, basically my idea was like, perhaps one of the players, like, tie in the wizard to the character's backstory or something like that to sort of make it so that the players not only have a stake in it, finding him with the king and all that shit going on and like trying to solve that problem, but because they have a personal reason that they need him for something, right? Like one of the player characters has a curse or is sick or something, like this guy can help them.
Yeah. He doesn't even have to... Sorry.
What if one of the players has the same sickness as the king, but just isn't as advanced?
That's good too.
Yeah, that works too. I was going to say, like, he doesn't even have to be a wizard. He could just be like a retired adventurer or just an NPC that maybe just has information.
Yeah, I like the wizard. Wizard's
you
good.
Could easily, I was just saying, like, he's easily, like, you'd pick him up and put, like, a backstory NPC in his place or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
exactly.
You know, you kind of start building the suspense and tension, and that, like, by the time they get to the tower, they should be level 5, pretty much. Like, they should get there and then level up to level 5.
So that was something else that I thought of. So to create more adventure, you could also say, like, okay, the king has been, like, ransacking towns. That's going to make the town weak, so now gnolls attack. Or, you know, or fucking goblins or something come, because now the town's weakened, so they're ransacking as well. So there's more problems that you go to the town and there's a goblin attack, right? And now you have so there's more adventure. Now go
like
solve
the guards should have been able to handle this easily.
Right. And my last idea that I wrote down was, when you were saying why hasn't the NPC that's been holding on to the contact object, why hasn't he used it? And he was like, oh, because he's dumb. I'm thinking he lost it from a monster or something, right? Like a monster got it, and now you have to go hunt down the monster and get the object.
Yes.
Classic
and
stuff.
that'll pad the thing out so that they can level up to the required level before Act 2 starts.
Right.
Which they have to be level 5, otherwise they'll be under leveled. So
Eric, do you have any ideas?
I mean, it seems pretty solid to me coming right off the bat. It's. I would be personally worried that as soon as the king starts doing this stuff, the party is going to immediately try and kill the king.
That's true.
I would say, like, you'd probably have some build up and be like, yeah, you guys aren't really ready to take the king on. You're going to be fighting an entire army or something. That's always like the worry, I think, of every thing where you have like a this is the big bad in the distance. It's like, oh, we're level 1, let's go kill him.
Let's go fucking fuck him up.
Yeah, they get their shit kicked in. They go, why'd you kill us, bro?
It's funny that you mentioned a Ring of Wishes, because you immediately reminded me of that Puss in Boots movie where they're trying to get the wish. I don't know if have you guys seen that movie?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, it's incredible. But anyways, they find out that a star has fallen and you can like wish on the star and anything will happen. And a bunch of different groups, like 3 different groups, Puss and then this other group that like wants to make a family and the bad guy, are all trying to converge on where the star is. So like, and it's a combat between each other, and like
that actually is kind of how Act 2 starts.
Yeah, who should get it? Okay, go ahead. I'm ready for Act 2.
Okay, so Act 2, they learned of where this thing is. The wizard gives them like a map or something, and he says, this is the entrance to the Underdark. You must find this vault and retrieve the cask. And then he like dies with his dying breath, or of course the cleric heals him, and then he becomes a DMPC that you have to roleplay because it doesn't make sense that he wouldn't stay with the party at this point or something.
Right.
But, okay, so now word spreads that the Leper King is seeking this forbidden artifact known only as the Godlight. So now every town that you walk into, there should be like whispers about it to show that like word is spread.
Right.
The realm itself, like the nation, is beginning to fracture. Mercenaries, zealots, death cults, rival nations are mobilizing to find it first. So now it becomes like, you're not just like local adventurers now, you're heroes of the realm at level 5 to 10. So now like literally the realm is falling apart. Yeah. Nobody knows exactly what it is, but mere belief that it could rewrite life and death is enough to plunge the land into chaos. So now your happy like your happy hobbit homes are turning into burning scrap heaps because everybody's going nuts looking for this thing. And then you'd add some quests in there. The path to the Underdark Vault begins far away from where the party is, so now they got to go across the plateau, the nation. They just got to go across the nation to find this entrance to the Underdark, because of course they do. And now across the landscape, the lands are patrolled by hired blades, the king's men, the hostile factions. So you have like a hex crawl type thing going on maybe, and then you could throw some wrenches into their plans.
Right, and this is where you set up all of the enemies that you're going to be facing later, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, this is where we meet the Thieves Guild. That's like, you could side with them or you could turn with them or turn against them, and this is going to decide later what's going to happen. Shit like that.
Exactly. It has like a lot of different parties that could be involved here. You can even have devils show up or something.
Oh, that's
if you
cool,
wanted to.
And you can tie in more backstory stuff too, from character backstories. Like, oh, this guy he's a pact with a fiend warlock. Like
I must go visit my mother in this town here on the way there.
Right. And mom's having problems. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, oh, mother, I'm on this quest.
I abandoned this guild and now they're coming back for me. Shit like that. Yeah, definitely.
So I would say after all of this, after the long, dangerous trek, they finally find the entrance to the Underdark. It's hidden in some long, dead dwarven stronghold, maybe. They descend, they leave the world behind, they enter the realm of lightless pressure, madness, and monstrous creatures, the Underdark. Now another plot starts. Now they're in the Underdark, so this is where like another subplot starts, where oh, we need to get this thing, but now we have to figure out how to survive the Underdark, because I love the Underdark.
Sure.
They maybe run into a powerful new faction, so it could be Drow, Mind Flayers, Beholder Kin, anything like that. They now have to navigate, bargain their way through the Underdark. I would say at this point, before they hit the vault, they should probably have to fight one of these major Underdark factions, so like a boss fight or something, and then that's like the wrench in the plan before they get to the vault, which will be the finale of the Act 2. They reach this vault. It's like a titanic vault built to contain this orb of healing light, and it's guarded by probably a giant sentinel of some sort. That's a big boss fight. They get into the vault, they grab the cask, and now maybe the Leper King's men reach them, and then you get introduced to like a powerful lieutenant of the Leper King, because he's always, you're not going to run into him until the end of the campaign, more than likely. And here's where the campaign can branch really heavily. If the Leper King's forces win, and he somehow doesn't kill the party, he's going to take the cask back to the king, and now you have to fight the king as like a mutated monster, or before it gets to him, because they had to travel really far. It becomes a race against time. The enemy has the MacGuffin. You have to get it off of them, or the world's gonna plunge into chaos even more so. Or if the party gets it, they take it, they use that object that the wizard gave them, they teleport to the wizard's party member that he was with before they retired and split apart, and then he probably lore dumps on you and tells you you have to take this thing to the Shadowfell, throw it into some pit of pure necrotic energy to destroy it, since it is made of pure radiant energy. And then that starts another arc where you're going into the Shadowfell. And then that would end Act 2. Then we would go, because it's two different potential branching paths.
So I do have an idea, a bit of an idea. So I like the idea of, like you were saying, you do sort of converge with the I saw that. I do I do like the idea of them all converging at the vault, right? So I think that the vault should be in itself an interesting location, right? Like you were saying, maybe Mind Flayers or some sort of... I think that third faction should unknowingly be sitting on top of this vault.
That's a good idea.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not actually a faction. They're not actually involved. You just have to get through them to get to it, right? And the other bad guys are going there too. So now you're like, all of these factions are all meeting at the same point. Big war type shit, right? And you have to sort of beat them to the vault, get the vault open, and then, of course, once the party opens the vault, the bad guy marches in after them, right?
It's like, so you found it for me.
Right.
It becomes a big fight with some guy, Death Knight or something.
And I've used this before, and they fucking hate it, but it creates so much adventure, is like, really make it one big fight where it's like they've just used every bit of spell slots and everything they got, and then the bad guy walks in, right?
The leper paladin,
right,
with all those spell slots, his smites.
Yes, exactly. So
Cleric has like
and his whole army. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And just be like, okay, well, give it. Thank you for getting it for me. I really appreciate that. Now give it here.
Yes. Yeah, that too.
So they can
into a corner.
Yeah, and do they fight back? Right? Like, are you going to? Do you want to?
Odds.
Yeah. So
that would be pretty cool.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. And I think how we should, like, you should sort of, I think playing into, I think they should meet the Death Paladin once before this. Yeah. But he let him get away, right? Like way earlier in this
Or they
Act
could
2.
see him right at the beginning of the campaign, too.
That's good. Oh, that's
like
good.
in the starting town.
Yes.
Like maybe he's stationed there, and It's like, oh, we don't know why he's here.
Right.
He's been just standing here watching in the middle of the town, and then they come back. He's killed everybody.
Yes, I want to give them like a kick the kitten, right? Where they know that seeing this guy. So I made a video one time where it was like, when you introduce a faction, usually you want to introduce the party to one character that embodies everything this faction is about, right? Like Darth Vader is the embodiment of the Empire, right? When you see him, everything about him, from his head to his toes to the way he talks to everything that he does, he is the Empire, right? So we're going to use that as a stand-in for the king, right? So we're not seeing the king, but we're seeing who he picked, and this guy is the representative of who this place is. So we do kind of need to foreshadow and show him doing evil shit, so the party's like, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. We got to take him down. Like
maybe, you know, like every village that you've gone through, he was the one that led the assault.
Yes, I was just thinking, like, going to Mama's house. Mama just got fucked up by big paladin boy. You know what I mean?
Struck me out by my hair.
Yes, yes, exactly. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I think one more. I think it would be the main. I think it's some sort of city. I'm imagining, right, where the vault is. Some sort of Underdark city.
That would be sick. Like a Dwergar city.
Dwergar is exactly right. They took over an old dwarvish ruin.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That is exactly right. So it's Dwergar. They're the perfect level of intelligence that I was looking for too, and they're not like super evil, but they definitely are evil.
Why are you trying to get into the old stone doorway?
Yes.
Like, we're gonna enslave you now.
And they don't give a rat's ass about anything. Like the thing about Dwergar is they have no creativity or like sense of curiosity or anything like that. So they would see a sealed door and be like, we don't have to worry about that, you know. You know. So that makes perfect sense. And then that would be one of the factions. And then I think a Thieves Guild or something would be cool as fuck. Like a secondary, maybe a mage college or something would be another one. And then the king and the party. And they all converge.
They could sneak in during the fight with the Leper's Men, and they could steal it.
Yes.
Like behind everybody's backs. And then you're like, you motherfuckers.
Exactly. Well, that's it. Is the Thieves Guild gets there before every fucking body, and the party fights their way to the thing, and it's like, oh god, it's not here. Yeah, exactly. And now they got to go confront. That's it. That's exactly what it is. And then they go confront the Thieves Guild, and they have to figure out what they're gonna do from there. And this is a lot of fun. You could do a million different things for this, right?
I actually want to run this campaign now.
It's pretty good.
Really fun. It seems like a fun concept.
It's a really good idea. Eric, do you have anything?
So, the actual magic item itself, like, I know we described it like a healing orb or whatever, but I'm always kind of a fan of like these ancient relics. People have very vague information on what these things actually do. Like maybe the rumors are, you know, this can heal people and, you know, blah 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 blah. But if you actually get to it, maybe it isn't everything it sort of appeared on the surface.
Yeah, the stat block actually, so what it is it's an ooze of a person that went to the plane of positive energy. The plane literally caused their body to explode because it overhealed them to the point that their cells burst. And it just becomes a mass of healing energy. But it's so powerful that, like, if you're around it for more than a couple, you know, maybe a minute or so, like you just swell up and explode, and then you become one. So if it gets let out and they just let it wonton heal everything, it's just gonna spread and cause people to burst into balls of radiant light.
Yes, so it's like over heals you.
Yeah, so essentially that's what it does. I have an idea for the final fight with it, depending on like who has it. If they don't take it to the Shadowfell and destroy it, something pretty cool could happen.
That's interesting. Also, Eric, I did want to mention something to you that I remembered. Matt Colville, in his world, there's this guy, he's called the Immortal Overlord, or the Invincible Overlord, right? And he's the king, and he's super fucking evil, right? But like he runs things fairly, like he doesn't give a shit about everybody else, so it kind of it's not like Fae or anything where like everyone's undead and everything's awful, right? He runs things with like a lot of law and order, but he's the invincible overlord. That's his name. That's what they call him, right? So that's kind of what I'm imagining this king is like, right? Where it's like he's the invincible overlord. Like, you don't go fuck with the invincible overlord. He will murder you. And people are afraid of him, right? Like,
he only started maybe acting this way because he contracted some sort of sickness that's killing him. So now he's suddenly in like, I'm dying mode, so I'm gonna scorch everything that I can in order to save myself.
Right. Put a fire under everybody else's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
Well, I guess we can go into Act 3.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So this one's not super long because I was like running out of time.
Okay.
To make this, but all right. So Act 3, they meet the wizard's old ally, so one of his ex-party members or something. Maybe they get the rest of the retired adventurers together. Those are the last remaining surviving members.
Bring the band back together.
Yeah, pretty much. He either tells the party he is like their guide to the Shadowfell to take the adamantine cask holding this orb in it to destroy it, or if they didn't get the cask and they just go there and he's like, what do you mean you don't have the cask?
Right.
What do you mean? He maybe like helps them. He just becomes like another ally. Essentially, it's like, well, now we have to get it back or we're screwed. So if the Leper King gets a hold of the cask, I made like a specific thing for this. So if he gets a hold of the cask, they begin drilling into the adamantine cask, and eventually it starts unleashing rapid healing energies out into the world and just mutating people. So like the Leper King's men, they start becoming these mutant, just massively like swollen creatures that are very hardy and hard to kill. And the Leper King himself melds into the orb and he becomes the final boss, and you have to fight him as this rapidly regenerating creature that may even nearly be impossible to kill unless you like kick him into a portal into the Shadowfell.
Okay.
So that's kind of, I ran out of ideas around.
Well, it's also hard to do it when you can sort of let it branch like that, right?
Yes, because it also at this high of a level 16, I don't think you have Wish yet. Level 17, I think, is when you get Wish. So level 16, they're pretty OP. That's Masters of the Realm tier. So they have a lot of strings that they should be able to pull at this point.
Right. That's when you should start going planar, right? Like
yeah.
You should start
so
going outside
now maybe like, I don't know, maybe Shadowfell creatures being attracted to the material plane, or positive energy creatures are being attracted to the material plane. Angels are coming down. They're like, what is the fuck
I was
going
literally
on?
going to say that's how you
other.
bring in angels, right? Is that you like this is something that angels do get involved with, right? Like generally they don't get involved in shit, but this is something where they're like, hey, this is our tech and you are fucking with it, you know? So definitely reaching out to like deities and like going planar. Like the angel could be like, okay, well, you need to, in order to stop this, you need to go get a weapon that's up the stairs, what are the infinite staircase, in order to kill the king, right? Yeah,
you have to get a necrotic sword or something that could prevent him from regenerating.
Exactly.
This is like the monkeys got a hold of the nuclear reactor moment for the angels.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, like, you guys have any other ideas on anything else to pad this out with? Or... I mean, it's pretty straightforward at this point. It's either you have the orb and you have to take it into the Shadowfell, and then that branches into a Shadowfell subplot where now it's like the Underdark, but even worse because you're in the Shadowfell. Do you come out completely screwed up? And even if you come out after you destroy it, you still have to face the Leper King because he's still there. He's still a threat. He's destroying the world, and you just destroyed his one ticket to curing himself. So now he's coming after you.
Yeah. I do think I would, for me, like the way that I run games, I would push for backing them into a corner to give it away. Like, and they might try.
It makes sense.
It would be better for the story if that did happen. Because then you do have to fight the king, and like that just really changes. But I mean, you can't
Yeah.
railroad them.
If
So
they somehow
right,
get it,
you have to go with that, and you can still make that an interesting adventure. But I do truly think that it would be better for it if they're just flat out of spell slots. You know what I mean? And the guy shows up and is like, "Give me the shit! I got my whole fucking army behind me."
I'm gonna knife level smite.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me that thing right now.
And if they don't, I mean, that's either end of the campaign right there. You know what I mean? Like,
I have one rage left, guys. I think we can
we
handle
can
it.
take them. We
He
can
shoot
take
me
them.
with his sword is coated in wyvern venom.
Yeah, I
or
did
something.
do that one time, and I was so afraid that they were gonna say no, fuck you. I'm not gonna give you the thing. That I brought 2 like adult dragons, a whole army of barbarians, and like 2 9th level wizards. I was like, I got this whole, and they just walk out the back door. They're just there, you know, and it's like, give me the shit.
It's like, I've been waiting for you.
Yes.
Is Eric there for that?
I think you witnessed it, right, Eric?
I was
don't think
watching it.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
He wasn't playing, but yeah. They did give it up.
Campaigns become increasingly harder to prep for the higher the level you go, because there's so many different spells you now have to take into account for. Nah, I'd win. Yeah, exactly. That's how my first TPK ever happened in the Tomb of Horrors. They got to the vault with a Serac, and they were trying so hard to pull the gem out of his eye socket because he wasn't like materialized yet. And then he materialized, he shrieked, and instant killed the whole party.
Jeez Louise.
I think even if you succeed, you're frightened. If you
Yeah.
fail, you die.
Right.
I think that's how it works. So I was like, so the campaign's over.
Yep, that was fun, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I generally try to stay away from mechanics that just TPK everybody with 1 save.
It depends. They were really under-leveled, and I gave them 3 rounds to run. So usually when a party dies that way, they aren't taking the context clues of the room is shaking, the skull is vibrating,
Right.
its eyes are glowing. No,
they were like,
I
well,
want to
no,
get
we
the
could
gem
do it.
out.
Yeah, we could do this. We could do this.
Yeah. And then they died. That was my first level.
Yeah, I'm pretty notorious for putting my party in a situation where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. That happened yesterday in our session.
That's a good way to do it, though. You just let them figure it out.
Yeah, like in the session, some guy like got stuck inside of this thing, and he was. I made an ooze monster basically, and they got stuck inside of it, unconscious, and it was like, if you don't get this guy out of here, like you're all gonna die forever, and there's just nothing I can do about it. And I had no fucking clue what they were gonna do. I was like, y'all better make your fucking saves. You know, y'all better make some checks right the fuck now, because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to run things. I mean, sometimes you give them a problem, just wait for them to come up with something creative.
Yeah, that's true. The other time that I really started freaking out was I had this hell wasp encounter, and there was the river Styx, and the wasps grabbed them and drag them like over the edge of the river Styx, and they couldn't. Like, I was like, what am I doing? You know, like I knew that that's what they would do, but I was like, what am I doing? How are they gonna fucking get out of this? They did, but like I had no solution.
You just die if you fall into the river Styx?
No, you lose your memory forever. Like every memory ever, you become like a nothing zombie. What is the spell that makes you like fucking stupid?
What's it called?
Not mind.
Feeble mind.
Feeble mind. Yeah, you like are feeble-minded basically.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's basically like you might as well write off your character.
That's kind of how you have to prep for, like, your prep has to get more ambiguous the higher level you get, because now you're just like, entire nation trying to kill the party, dragons coming down after them, entire flights of angels chasing them,
right,
and they have to figure it out because
right.
they're OP at this level, so
right,
you have to throw.
So at the end of every session,
sink.
when you're like, so what do you guys think about doing next week? That's when you're like, okay, like I gotta figure out what I'm gonna prep
Primus
for.
comes down, he sends an entire army of Modrons after you because you're the Marut comes down.
Not the Marut.
So the final act 4 is like super, like, just pretty much just brief talking points, because this is like level 17 to 20. You'd probably pad it out with a final few quests, just give them those last few levels. I've never gotten a campaign to level 20 before. It's very hard. But if the king has the orb, he fuses with it and he becomes a radiant bloated monstrosity ooze monster. So he's, he goes from this like feeble old dying man to this creepy, disgusting monster who just has that same radius around him that the ooze does, or the energy orb.
Mhm.
So he's probably healing people and increasing their con. And I think maybe the route to go is just let him pop eventually. Like when they figure it out that he's going to burst eventually and just explode from being overhealed. That becomes the puzzle, because otherwise it's like, oh my god, he's healing like 5d12 a turn. How are we supposed to kill him? It's like, well, you just let him heal, and then eventually he'll just explode and kill everybody. He'll kill himself, basically.
Right.
And then, or it becomes a gigantic final battle where all of the nations come together and like you're fighting the king in this massive battlefield. The wizard's old party is there to help you. You finally defeat the king or something, and then like the orb is there. You have to make the choice now. Do you try to destroy it? Do you try to seal the king in the Shadowfell because you can't destroy him?
Right.
I haven't really decided like how you kill the king, because that
Right.
would be an epic way. It's like, oh, the wizard's allies open a portal to the Shadowfell, and you have like a round or two to push the king in, and if you don't, that might be the end of the campaign.
Right.
And then maybe the PCs usurp the orb's power, and one of the PCs becomes the new vessel or something.
Cool.
It's kind of like
Yeah. That's good.
Just,
Yeah, just wrapping up all the threads.
just have all the crazy shit happen. This is whenever the Resident Evil explosion happens.
Right.
The timer comes along.
Right. Yeah, that's good. No, I like it. Like you said, because there's been so many like elements that go into it up until that point, it's hard to say like what would be the best solution.
Yeah, I mean, it's just spitballing ideas.
No, yeah, that's fucking. I mean, I think you fucking nailed it. I think that there's pretty much.
I made the ooze the core. The ooze is literally the core of the campaign.
Yes.
So you're not fighting oozes the whole time, but it is the thing for the campaign.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
And now the curious thing would be like, what if they opened it before? Like they get there, they somehow take it, and they go, "Let's just open it, see what happens."
Oh boy, yeah, that would be pretty nuts.
The full party of barbarians. Or did we just open this, Susan? Just open it.
That's
Holy
amazing.
shit, my con score's increasing, guys. This is epic. And then they just explode.
Yeah, that's a really cool mechanic. I think I remember. I think you talked to me about this one.
Yeah, the lore of the positive energy plane is like, if you go there, it's really good for the first like 10 seconds, and then your cells literally explode, and then you just turn into slop, essentially.
Cool.
Just burst.
That is a really sick idea. Great work.
It's very long-winded.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Thing.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a full campaign, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is ready to go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I do want to run that.
All right, fine. I'll play in that one. All right. Very cool. Let me pull back to the main screen here. All right. So, how do you guys do you have any other, how about this? Do we have any other ideas for like ooze monsters that we haven't made yet, or like any cool ideas for ooze monsters?
Not off the top of my head.
Socks is really cool.
Oh my god, dude, Socks,
really cool.
that one was really cool. Eric, the dude Sock Drawer, he came up with an ooze that's the brine pool of an elder brain that becomes an ooze. Right, it becomes like an ooze monster. So it's like a psychic. It's full of tadpoles and shit. Fucking, I was like, dude, did you make this for me?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
After this,
August made a pretty cool one too. He made like an ossuary ooze.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was cool. His was cool. The only ooze, so I have like a couple of ideas, but one of them that was so cool is Brendan came up with this idea. It's a non-Newtonian ooze where it has a reverse damage threshold, right? So if it has like a damage threshold, is you have to hit that number plus in order for it to actually take any of the damage, right? And it takes that much damage. So if you hit it, it has a damage threshold of 10, and you do 11 hit points. It takes 11 hit points, but if you do 9 damage, it doesn't take any.
Yeah.
Right. So this ooze has a reverse damage threshold, where it's that, you know, the shit that you hit really hard and it's like a brick wall, and then you have to go slow into it. It's a reverse damage threshold, so it has a threshold of 10, and if you do any more than 10 damage, you don't fucking hit it, right?
That's cool.
It's a really good idea, because imagine like a 20th level party.
Oh, yeah.
Their bonuses are going to be more than that, you know what I mean?
I just hit it for 70 damage.
No, you didn't do shit. You hit a brick wall.
Creative.
Yeah. It is a cool idea. So you would have to be like, okay, well, fuck the weapon. I'm going to have to use my fists now. You know what I mean? Like, I use stuff that's not usually how you would kill things normally. And that, like, be not, oh, fuck, what's the word? Like, mid-max, but the opposite, right?
Yeah.
It's just, like,
having
Optimized.
unoptimized. Yeah.
Joke character with the dumb weapons that everybody was making fun of him for.
Yeah, now he's the
actually super OP.
key. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like a really interesting idea. Like, I love that idea because you have to really think outside of the box to actually kill this thing. And then you can give it mechanics. It's like if you touch it, now it hurts you. You know what I mean? Like, it does damage to you when you do damage to it. So,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So even being close to it,
that would be even more nasty for a high level party. It reflects any damage you deal to it back at you.
Fuck, that's it.
But if you deal 70 damage to it, you just take 70. It takes no damage.
Yes.
Because of its damage.
That is badass. Yes, that's badass.
Barbarian two shots himself right at the start.
Fuck yes, I love it. I love it. That was Brendan's idea. I didn't come up with that.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a really good idea. I thought that was awesome. What was another one that I thought of? I came up with 2 new ones: the grease blob and the body snatcher. One of them,
I like those.
Yeah, one of them like possesses people. The other one is super flammable. Did you guys know that the new D&D 5.5 does not have flammable grease? Like, the grease spell's non-flammable. I said, fuck that. I'm
really weird.
Yeah, it's lame. So I was like, nah, my grease blobs, everything they touch gets coated in flammable grease.
I don't know why they chose that hill to die on, but they're just letting people take feats like sharpshooter at level 1. That doesn't make any sense. Like,
you can't look. You can't take sharpshooter at level 1, dude. I literally just looked into it yesterday because my ranger. So we're switching over, and my ranger, like I said, took sharpshooter at level 1, and now he's like, I can't take sharpshooter. What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Is it like a specific pool of level 1 feats or something?
Yes. Yeah, it's like origin feats. Let me see if I can find. I had like some ideas for slime monsters.
This is more for Shadow Dark, but I was watching Professor Dungeon Master on Dungeon Craft, and he had like a boss fight idea for like a creature that can only take up to 2 damage on a hit. In Shadow Dark, health pools are way smaller, so like 20 HP in that game is actually a lot, because like you don't add modifiers to your damage rolls. You only add like your strength mod to your attack roll. All your die rolls are just your flat die roll. So an ooze that had like, you could only deal a maximum of 2 damage to it on a hit, and then it was just like something scary. That would actually be pretty interesting.
That is an interesting idea.
Because you also only get 1 action a turn. You get an action and a movement. There's no bonus actions or reactions. So, you know, you just make an attack, you hit it, dealt the maximum of 2 damage you can take. That's like a boss. That's like very classic boss fight style mechanic, like old video game style.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Where just straight up, it doesn't take damage for a certain amount.
That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. The other idea for oozes that I had, there was only 2, and August did one of them, was like a necromancy ooze, because you always see the ooze filled with bones, you know, and I was like, well, I got to do something with that. But I'm glad he did it, because I needed somebody to, because I didn't have time to do it. And the other one that I did was a crystal ooze, right? Where it has the ability to like absorb you and then crystallize, where now it's a rock and
Cool.
and you're stuck in it, you know, and your party has to figure out how to get through it when it's a rock. Yeah. And it could do that without being like having someone inside of it.
Like mage made prison system.
Yes,
that's a very evil lich style thing.
Yeah, those were my other. Anything else, Eric? You got any ooze ideas?
No, I've made any actual stat blocks.
Yeah, but just random ideas.
You know, I was trying to find a way to work in Demon Ichor into an ooze that's unique and not just, you know, it kind of fucks you up if it touches you.
That was something I really fucking struggled with too. Was I wanted to make, like, originally I wasn't gonna make the grease blob. I was trying to make a demon ooze because Jubilex is a demon ooze, right? But like there are no ooze demons. So I was like, well, what would an ooze demon look like? And it's like I couldn't find any art. Like I usually get inspired by art when I make a stat block. I'm like, oh, this art is what my stat block looks like. So I looked through art for hours and hours. I just can't really. It's just a block. Like, how do you? What would make it interesting?
Wouldn't that be like a Lemure, basically?
Well, a Lemure is a devil, but yes. I mean, essentially. A demon lord just takes a regular demon. Like, all the demons in the monster manual are Demogorgon's demons, right? Like, the art that you see, that's a Demogorgon demon, right? So you just take that monster and make it an ooze, and that's how you reflavor them. Or if it's what's the spore one, you make her Zugutmoy, yes. You make hers mushroom themed, or Orcus, you make them undead, right? They're the same fucking demons. You just like slime them or ooze them. But I really wanted to make one, but I couldn't figure it out.
The only idea I have is like a healing potion ooze, where it's like the ooze is in the healing potion bottle, then you go to drink it, it just kills you.
Like a mimic kind of deal.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
That's like a very mean thing. Oh, you remember that? Oh, I had that healing potion I bought from the merchant 4 months ago. I'm at 1 hit point. He pulls it open.
Dude, I was so... Okay, so I did do that one time, right? I gave my players a potion that they were sold by this sketchy-ass salesman. And what he did was mix a bunch of potions. So there's like a potion mixing table where there's like bad side effects that happen. And I like mixed them and I rolled the side effects and it was like something detrimental. And I was like, oh, they'll use it soon. They saved it for like the final boss fight. And I was like... They were like, oh, we still have this healing elixir. And I was like, I straight up was meta and was like, please do not fucking take that right now. Like, y'all missed the opportunity to take that. I'll tell you what it does right now. Do not take that fucking potion right now. Everyone's going to die.
I mean, in Divinity Original Sin, you can take a vial of poison and red dye and make a healing potion.
That's cool.
So
Shut up. That's cool.
Yeah, that's like actually pretty terrifying. Because, like, you don't really know what it is until you drink it. I let people taste stuff in my game, but if it's poison and you like taste it to see what it is, it'll still damage you.
Right.
So. But it's funny when they save something like that for it's like, oh, the cleric's on his dying breath. I got this healing potion. Right. He dumps it out. It's acid.
Oh God, no.
Now that I think about demon oozes, what if you make one, and I'm going to send you Jay, GIF. What if you make it out of like ferro fluid, so it reacts to like magical and magnetic thing?
That's a good idea.
So it's not just blobulous; it's more like it's defined by unseen forces, and it's like spiky and black and kind of moves weirdly.
Yeah, like those little. For Anthony, it's that magnet stuff that they put on the speakers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
It gets spiky.
Yeah.
Ferrofluid, yeah.
That is a cool idea. What does it do?
That's the... I mean, in real life for this.
It's just kind of the Dark Souls route. You just reskin every blob into the environment that it's in. So there's a magma ooze.
Oh, obviously. Yeah, that one's... Ooze. Right. Yes, that one definitely. But I was thinking... So, Carl actually had an idea, but unfortunately, like, his idea already exists, and this idea of, like, a Demon Ichor creature kind of already exists, but it's not made of demon ichor. So demon ichor, when you touch it, it warps your flesh, and you like magically, like your fucking eyeballs go on your ass, and your arms switch places with your legs, you know, like something fucked up happens. Your ears turn into bat wings.
Oh, that would be a cool idea for like a far realm ooze.
So there is a demon that's called a Sibriex, and it's this massive, disgusting, like almost beholder looking thing. But that's what it does, is you get anywhere near it, and it gives you the flesh warping properties of demon ichor. Yeah, so it's those things they're spawn of Obriths, like the original demons, right? Like the fucking ancient, beyond time and space demons. That's like a spawn of them.
What would like a Yugoloth themed
Yugoloth ooze? Well, Yugoloths are so strange.
True neutral, a neutral evil ooze.
Neutral evil ooze. Well, I guess they are kind of like that, but evil is the key. I feel like oozes are all just true neutral, right? But I bet they're categorized as... Oh, they're unaligned.
They don't have the facilities.
They're just like forces of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you guys want to play my last game? Okay. This is for the chat as well. I want everyone to participate in this game. I think you guys are gonna have to watch the stream in order to do it. Or I can send you the pictures. I think I'll send you the pictures one by one. It'd be easier to just... for you guys to watch the chat. Or watch the stream. So let me pull up my... Yeah, that's fine. So the game we are going to play is it Jello or is it Ooze? What I have done is super cropped in on a picture of either a Ooze miniature. Not all of them are Ooze miniatures, but most of them are an Ooze miniature, so they look real.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or it's a zoomed in, cropped in picture of Jello. And you guys both have to decide, and the chat as well, if it is a picture of Jello or a picture of an ooze. So that is what I have brought to you guys.
You do like a poll or something.
I don't know how to do polls, to be honest with you. But let me.
I don't either.
I'm also.
You might only be the only one that can do it since you're the streamer.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do it on YouTube.
I think you can. I've seen some people do it before.
I gotta pull up my live stream.
It's somewhere. It's probably somewhere in the chat settings on the actual YouTube
Okay, I'll look into
stream.
it. Okay, hold on. I gotta pause this. There we go. All right. So, I wonder if I can. Let me just real quick look and see if I can. I sure fucking can.
Look at the chat window.
I sure fucking can.
There you go.
Okay. Does that work? Oh, it totally works. Okay, cool. All right, so between the two of you, is this ooze or is this a Jello?
Do you want me to say what I think?
Oh yeah, you both can. It doesn't matter if you're both. You both can choose the same thing. You might think it's something different. It doesn't matter.
I think it's an ooze.
Yeah, this is an ooze. The way it's stretched out tells me it should be an ooze.
Okay, I picked the easier ones first and the harder ones last. Okay, chat, you have like a couple more seconds to vote.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up. It's the first of the month. I have to just let my stream catch up. And that's it. It, in fact, I have to remember what I did for the Switch screens. It is, in fact, an ooze.
Waiting to see if the screen switches.
I know. But you guys were right. It is in fact an ooze.
Which is a gelatinous cube. It looks like it's blue. Oh, I've never seen that one.
Oh yeah.
That's
I see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got stuff in it. That's cool.
It's a new one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have the old original gelatinous,
which is
cube.
like a square,
You
and you
take
open
it
the
off
top.
the I have a whole bunch of miniatures.
Okay, let me set up the next poll. Is it Jello? Let me copy that. And I'll just do ooze, Jello, start. Okay. I'll switch screens. You guys just tell me when you see it. That takes a long time, huh? I might have to send you the pictures then. That's okay. I gotta pull up my chat real quick because my polls are actually like interfering with the chat while I'm streaming. Yeah, it's okay. It's my first time doing this. But now that I know I can do it, it's pretty fucking cool.
I don't think I've ever done one yet.
Not analytics. I need to go to the stream. Here we go. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's do it in a pop-out window. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys the pictures from here on out. Do you guys see it yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do some like fixing of some stuff. Okay, so is it ooze or is it Jello?
This is Jello.
I'm gonna say Jello too.
Okay. Have you guys been looking at it for a while? Like, can I go ahead and end the poll?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Cake tin.
I'm gonna send you the
Shoot.
pictures from here on out. I'm just gonna start a combo with both of you. And how do you like make a combo with two people at the same time?
You hit add people to chat. Add friends to DM. Like you just pick one or the other. That it's just between two of us, and then it lets
Yeah,
you add
but
another.
does it make you like a separate? Doesn't it I want like a new one.
I think it does make a separate one.
Oh, here, I got it. Yes. You guys would be correct, by the way. It is Jello. You have to wait to see the pictures.
Somebody said ooze.
There we go. Okay, now I have everything up. There we go. I can do them one at a time. Kabam! There we go. So, the next one.
It's like a donut.
I'll send it to you guys. Is it ooze or is it Jello?
It's a tricky one.
This is a great fucking game.
Say ooze.
I think you're right. I'm gonna say ooze.
Alright, let's give the chat a second to put in their votes, because I haven't even fucking started the poll yet. I know. It's hard to do all these things. This is my first time operating at this level.
Playing an RTS game. This is what it feels like.
I didn't set up on my keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move this stream up here so I can go back and forth. Actually, I'll move this stream down here, and I'll put the Discord over here. There we go. I have 4 monitors, so I got plenty. I got one up here, one right here, and one in front of me.
I have 2, but I have an ultra wide, so it kind of counts. As
Does
2
everything, yeah.
itself. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is send it to you guys first. This is Jello.
I thought it was something that you put a black and white filter over.
This is Jello.
That's a good one.
I thought with all the little pips and stuff in it, it's like looked like plastic to me.
It looked like a black pudding.
This is a great fucking game. I love this shit. Okay, let me switch screens. Let me put up the poll again.
That does not look appetizing in the slightest. It's like licorice with a mint.
Yeah, I don't know.
God.
Okay. This one should be pretty straightforward.
Something I'm gonna get wrong.
Unless it's a picture. You never know. Is that ooze or Jello?
Really, he wouldn't do 3 Jello in a row. He'd be a bad man if he did that.
The first one was ooze.
Oh yeah, the last 2 were Jellos though. So let me do 3 in a row.
Who knows?
Say ooze for this one. It's like a slug gathering on a snowy beach.
I'm gonna break the mold, and say Jello.
Okay. Jello, and 1 vote Jello, 1 vote ooze. Okay. Get your votes in now, chat. Oh wow, people are actually voting, dude. This is crazy. I'm watching it like the numbers change. This is pretty cool. All right, we're ending it. And the answer is an ooze. It's the gray ooze art. Let me send the picture to you guys. There you go.
Oh. What part of that is it?
I have no fucking idea. I just zoomed in really close to it. Okay. All right. Move on to the next one. And send it to you guys. All right. Is it ooze or is it Jello?
Oh no. It's a hard one.
This is a great game. I fucking love this.
I'm going ooze.
It
It's
looks
green
like it
ooze.
could be a miniature, but also could be some just really dull colored Jello. I'm gonna go with this is like the miniature for Dweeblex. This is like an ooze.
Okay. All right. I started the poll late, so we gotta wait. Is it ooze or is it Jello? Great. This is great. I'm glad we're ending on this. I did save the best for last. Okay, I believe chat, there's only ever been 4 people voting, so I believe they've gotten their votes in. I'm going to end the poll. And it is an ooze.
I knew it was Dweeblex.
It is
It's
Dweeblex.
like green, a little bit black. It's gotta be Dweeblex.
There you go. That was it was Dweeblex. You were 100% on the money. It's a miniature for Dweeblex. I tried doing
DM brain.
the art of oozes against Jello, but it just couldn't. And that was like, okay, well, let me find art of Jello. Still not as good. But miniatures of Jello are surprisingly good. Looking like Jello.
Translucent nature to it.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly right. All right. Is it ooze or is it Jello?
I'm going Jello.
It's pretty red. Pretty red oozes. Go with Jello for this one.
Jello?
Watch it be neither. It's a prolapsed asshole.
Okay. Check on the voting situation. Oh yeah, 5 votes. Okay. All right. I am ending the poll. Shifting that over. It is Jello. You guys were right. It is Jello.
There's hard shapes in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, it's the
so
that
gross.
swoop of the Jello. I recognize the pattern.
So that cake tin
Mhm.
shape.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is it ooze or is it Jello?
This one.
What do you guys think?
I think this is a ooze.
You think it's an ooze?
Yeah, I'm going to ooze too.
Okay. Let me check. I'll wait for the votes. Get your votes in, chat. All right. It is an ooze. It
I have that one, I think, actually.
is an ooze. Very good. I think I have more. Like, I really went in. I have several more. I really went hard on this. Cool, cool. All right, I'm happy with it. All right. Ooze or Jello?
Now, was this a bluff? The first black one.
It's,
I'm gonna say ooze.
me too. It looks like an oily. Looks like an oil slick almost.
Okay. So you both think ooze?
This is very melted Jello. I'll be very shocked if this is Jello.
All right. Get
Do
your.
you have gotcha moment. You want to walk under the archway with the mist? You sure?
You
wanna
sure?
do that?
You sure? Okay. All right. I am ending the poll because it is a ooze.
Black pudding.
It is a black pudding. I actually, ironically, have that
I have
miniature right here on my desk.
Whoa! I think I have that one too.
It's one of my favorite miniatures because you can put people in it. Like
Yeah.
the thing sits in it. But it doesn't do that, right?
Yours does.
In the core game, it doesn't do that, but mine does. All right.
Oh, I just had an idea for an ooze made out of sovereign glue. That would be
Oh,
diabolical.
fuck! That is horrible.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that just stick to the ground though?
I guess. it would,
Yeah,
technically.
yeah.
What if it hovered?
Oh, cloud ooze. That was the other one I thought of.
Cloud.
Cloud
ooze.
ooze. Yeah, like a flying psychic ooze. But like airship sized, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
something you fly into and it's like.
That's some far run. shit.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like it's like a weather cloud, but this is
Or like Spelljammer.
that too. Yeah, space ooze.
Yeah, space ooze. But yeah, all right, Jello or ooze. Oh fuck, I keep forgetting to do the poll.
So Jello.
I'm saying Jello.
There's a lot of air bubbles in this one.
It's wet.
Yeah, it does. But
Okay, so you both voted Jello.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Answer. All right. Did you make me DC 20 Constitution saving throw?
That's good shit.
My favorite thing to do.
I think I have a tone in my voice all the time.
Okay,
though.
DC 20 con save?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I chose the wrong thing.
Okay, it is Jello. Let me send you this horrifying art.
Oh,
Ugh.
It
I
is.
could have passed as a goose.
I know. That's why I used
It's an ochre jelly.
It is an ochre jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me forward and send you guys the art. Is it ooze or is it jello?
I think I know this one. It's just little pieces of strawberry is what that is.
Well, what do you think?
I think this is
And Jello.
Okay, differing opinions. One's jello, one's for ooze. I just put out the poll, so you guys are gonna have to give a minute. It looks like the chat is a little split as well. We got a 60, 50, 50.
Hey, somebody changed their vote.
We're looking at a 50,
Fucking
50.
cheater.
Alright, here we go. It is an ooze. It's the Oblex.
Yeah, that's the scary one.
It is an Oblex. That one I thought was like really hard.
The painting on that mini is not very good.
It's WizKids. WizKids is god awful at painting miniatures. I have a shitload of them.
Do they paint? I feel like a machine.
A machine does.
Stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be.
Okay. Send you guys.
Like spritzes, just like spritzes, wash on stuff.
Is it ooze or is it jello?
I could have gone Jolly Rancher for this one.
I'm going Jello.
Jello? What do you think, Anthony?
I think this is Jello.
Jello?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see what the poll thinks. We got 3 votes usually. There's been 4 consistently this whole time, so I'll wait for that last person. Is it ooze or is it jello? 4 votes are in. It is, in fact, jello. Look at how fucking disgusting this is.
Yeah.
Who wants to eat that?
It's vegan.
Oh god, it looks disgusting. I do not want that.
That is the wrong texture. It looks gritty.
Dude.
It's a booger.
All right, so this is the last one that I have. Last one,
Last
running
one.
right in. It is. Is it ooze or is it jello?
With ooze on this one.
Yeah. Going ooze too.
All right, you're
It's a
both going ooze.
Specific blue hue. That's very recognizable, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
This could be the OG, or it could be some grandma's holiday.
Okay, we're looking like we got 3 votes in, and it's looking like ooze. Up there's my 4 votes. Are you guys ready for the prestige? It is, in fact, a trick question because it's both.
I thought it was going to be a gelatinous cube. That caught me off guard.
It's both.
That's
It is ooze and jello.
That's great.
Pretty good, right? Pretty good.
Well done.
Tricky.
Thank
I was
you.
like, that's a gelatinous cube. It has to be.
It is Bob, the Blob, and a thing of jello. All right. That was it. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Eric knows me. I usually make my last one a trick question. Okay, very
The
fun,
last
very
door,
cool.
it's a sphere of annihilation. Congratulations, you're dead.
Okay, all right. That was, is it ooze or is it jello? Good shit, right? I came up with that.
Done. Very well done.
Thank you, thank you. I like to make silly little games like that. That's my thing. So yeah, it was. You guys got anything else to add? Because I think that wraps it up for me. That was all I had.
That's all I got.
Fun and
Yeah, I saved the best for last.
yeah. I was trying to think of trying to think of a name for Ooze stream, but I can't.
Yeah, I've watched all of the Ooze Week videos so far, and a lot of people are like, they say something where they're like, oh, that didn't sound right. They're like, we're going for it. You know, like I think Sock did that in his video, and the Shields Rest guys did it in their video. I did it in my video. Like, just, there's no fun way to not be gross about oozes, and you know what? They're gross. So, it's thematic. Well, I really appreciate you guys being here for Ooze Week, for my little live stream. It was very fun. I really appreciate you guys showing up.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. If you want to see more of me or Eric, you can watch our live stream of The Descent, or the recordings of The Descent on my channel. And then DM, you want to shout out your shit?
I also have a YouTube channel that I upload incredibly inconsistently on. I'll have bursts of weeks where I'll upload 4 videos, and then I'll go 2 weeks with no videos. But it is DM Dungeon Mastery.
I have you tagged in the title, so you'll stay there.
Yeah, so DM Dungeon Mastery is my YouTube channel. If you like D&D 5e custom stat blocks, that's like my whole shtick. Shadow Dark content coming soon. TM. Ravens content definitely coming soon.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see that. I'm real excited for it.
I'm super hyped to start getting that out. That'll be fun to go over my game.
All right, well, and you're gonna have maybe gonna have a Ooze Week video.
I'm gonna try. I can't promise.
All right. No promise, but you heard it here. He promised.
It'll
right.
definitely be around the positive energy board.
Cool.
Oozes only have 10 feet of movement, so if he's a little late, it's fine.
I know that's right.
I might upload it like 4 days after Ooze Weekend.
Hey.
It'll still be Ooze. It'll be Ooze Week Extended Edition.
Listen, I'm doing my server, my Discord server. We're doing Ooze Week for the whole month. We like oozed this whole server. Everybody's name's green, and we changed the icon. And I got a girl that is in the server. She like made a custom art for the icon to make it slime themed. Yeah, put a bunch of new emojis, slime emojis and stuff. Yeah, we're doing the whole month as.
Well, I got a whole month to procrastinate for now.
I'll still add you to the playlist, man. All right, well, thank everyone. I'm gonna do my sign off. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next time, and stay sharp. Farewell, adventurers.
Farewell, adventurers. Which is that?
That's our thing. You guys say farewell, adventurers. Hold on, I'll do it again.
Farewell,
adventurers.
Farewell, adventurers.
All right, goodbye.